Oh my gosh, what's up? Guess who's
Oh
not here with us again?
my.
Guess what?
He's
Yep,
injured again this week.
yep. Gabe's DN
Gabe
DNP.
Salazar.
Yep, DNP small cock.
Cherry
Yeah.
7 Up. Diet. Because I'm on
Yep.
that healthy grind.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. We told you we were gonna be above 50%
And
with our
guess what?
picks.
Guess what? Guess what? What do we do, Jared?
We did it. What's
With
up?
a tie, too. My
Go
God.
us.
8-6-1 for moi. 9-5-1 for yours truly. I mean, actually, not yours truly. Jared's
For
truly.
me, 9-5-1. I mean, what can I say? I'm just better than Dylan in like all
We'll see.
aspects of the game.
We'll fucking see.
All aspects of the game, I'm just way better.
And we actually are
Um,
changing it up this week, so we're gonna do half and half. I don't really know.
yeah.
So explain this,
Well,
Jared.
so we just basically looked at the schedule and we alternated games to pick. And instead of picking straight up the winner, we're going to do the spread and the over under this week. So we're changing it up a little bit. And we wanted to give half of the games to one person, half the games to the other. So that way, like, since I'm not making a pick, we can debate on it if we don't agree. And yeah, just see where that's going. But basically the same format. That'll be at the end of the show. We're going to
So
start with our power rankings, top five, but we're also adding the bottom three in just to see how that changes too.
so
Then
next
back to
week.
fantasy plays.
So next week
And
when we up.
Dylan, you can talk now.
So next week when we update our standings, there's gonna be less games because we're only doing. So one of us is doing 8, the other one's doing 7. I don't know. I don't remember. I think you're doing 7 because I started.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
seven. I have seven.
So I'll have 8 games, and next week Jared will have 8. So it's not gonna be
Well,
15.
if Gabe joins
Oh,
us,
that's true.
it'll be different.
So yeah, it's gonna be
But
a
that's
much
okay. We're just gonna
smaller
go.
sample
We'll just go
size.
by We'll just go by percentage.
Yep, yep.
But anyway,
So to
um,
start this off,
just before we get into this top five, bottom three stuff, even though this is coming out on Saturday and we've watched the Thursday night game and we've dissected it, we're not going to include like even if one of us wanted to put the Bengals in the top five, we would have to base it off their performance against the Colts.
correct.
Um,
I don't think either of us did that
so
though.
yeah, I mean they'd be for sure in my like top eight, but
Have to be.
they're not in my top five. But anyway, let's get into that. But let's start with the bottom three because we like to crap on the league. So at number 30, or I guess I don't really, yeah, number 30.
30.
Let's call it that. I have the Browns. I know might
With
be a
a
little confusing.
without a loss.
Yep, the Browns
The best start to the season since
still
2004. Think about that.
Browns undefeated, the undefeated Browns. But I don't know. There was nothing particularly inspiring about their play. Like Tyrod Taylor still looked really bad.
I think their defense played really good.
Well, yeah, Myles Garrett's a beast, but
And Denzel Ward
I
had 2
mean,
picks in his NFL debut.
yeah.
And they were good
Ohio
picks too.
State. Ohio State, what's up? Your guy.
They were good picks. They
Um,
weren't just gimmies. Like he dead ass like ball hawked the shit.
yeah. But I still they have to win a game before
That's
I believe in them.
disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Dude, they're
Very
playing
disrespectful.
like
Okay,
I
but
think it's fair.
let's see here. Let's see here.
Big Ben literally just looked like a
12 other teams in front of them that you put in front of them have lost. They didn't
dude.
lose.
Big Ben deadass played like Mr. Potato Head.
Because why?
It has nothing to do with the Browns defense. I can
Dude,
tell you that.
I really swear to God, they played really good. They held
I'm
the
not saying they
offensive juggernaut defense or offense of the fucking
Oh, the
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know. I'm still not
Lynchburg.
putting them there. Who's your 30, sir?
My 30 is the Lions. Aaron, your team fucking sucks. They cost me a lot of money. Even though that
Did
parlay
you bet on
lost,
them?
it was a parlay.
Uh,
A little extra one I threw in there at the end of Sunday.
nice. What'd you have? Just Rams and.
No, I had fucking Raiders, dude.
So you would have lost either way.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I mean, it started off great for them. Pick six. When the pick six happened, I was like, holy shit, this is Nathan Peterman part 2. Like I was just like foreshadowing in my head like he's gonna throw 6 picks in his NFL debut, and then he played really good the rest of the game. And the Lions, Matt Stafford was Nathan Peterman of that game. Very underwhelming performance. By far the most underwhelming performance of the weekend. To
By a
me,
player or a
a
team?
team.
Yeah, I could.
Because they,
Yeah,
because the
I'll give you
Jets,
that.
yeah. So
I'd say. I
I
mean,
have to put them in my bottom three. I mean, someone I would put maybe in their place. I was debating between them and the Cowboys, maybe, but I think the Cowboys are a better team, and they showed a better team than the Lions did. They played against a good defense. The Lions played against a good defense too, but the Jets did not have good aspirations this year. Who's your 31?
I think our 31 and 32 are chalk, but I have the Cardinals.
Yeah, same.
I mean, there's not really much
Cheeks.
to say. They
Cheeks.
still have it. They still have a pretty good.
No, like it was actually
They have
embarrassing to watch. Like I felt bad.
some pretty good players on defense, but
Peterson.
Peterson. And there's safety that I always forget his name, but I know he's really good.
Buffet.
Yeah, Antoine Buffet. Thank you.
He's good.
And I mean, they're just not good this year. David he's still good, but they don't have a line to block for him, and like they
I
don't
don't
really
like
have any
Sam
other.
Bradford.
Yeah, Sam Bradford's fine.
Josh Rosen's not gonna. I think he's gonna come in
He'll
before
come.
midseason.
Yeah, he'll come in pretty soon. Over under 8 games played for Josh Rosen.
Under. Sam Bradford has a pretty
I'm
medium-sized contract.
taking the over. I think Bradford's gonna get rocked one of these games.
That's actually true because I mean they're gonna lose like in the first 8 games they're probably gonna lose at least 5, at least 6.
Let me check their schedule.
It doesn't even matter.
If they're playing, if they have 3 division games, they're probably 0-3.
Dude, if they play anyone, dude, besides the Bills, and they don't play the Bills.
Okay, so they're 0-1. They're playing the Rams this week, so they're going 0-2. And then they're home for Bears. Oh, this is a rough start. Okay, home for Bears.
Loss.
Home for Cardinals.
What?
Home for home for Seahawks. My bad.
Loss.
At 49ers.
That could be a good game.
Loss. At 49ers. Loss. At Vikings.
Holy shit.
Dude. Home for Broncos.
Okay, who's the coach for this team?
Steve Wilkes.
Oh, so he's fired.
No, you're not going to hire a coach first year and then fire him.
Why?
Dude, I was actually
on
the show, but I bet
you froze. Yeah,
did I?
What you said, yeah.
Okay, well anyway, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but I bet on Dirk Cutter to be first coach fired. Probably not going to happen now that they won week 1, unless they lose their next 6, which is still very possible, but we'll see. And then after Monday, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, I was sitting there. I was like, dude, is Matt Patricia going to be the first coach fired? And I was like, wait, he just got hired.
I don't know, dude.
I meant to look up. I don't think a team has ever fired a coach.
What, so that's just basketball,
in the first season.
I never knew that.
I don't think
basketball they do it.
What basketball teams fire coaches in their first year of their contract?
I'm not quite sure, but I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure like it was pretty common.
I don't know that it's ever happened. Maybe like midway through their second year. Like I think that's possible. Like if you wanted to tell me that like Vance Joseph, even though they started pretty well, like if Vance Joseph's gonna get fired.
Is the Broncos coach?
Yeah.
I like him.
Or
there's nothing to work with. No offense.
Like I think the favorite right now has to be Jason Garrett. I mean, we're getting really sidetracked just because there's nothing much to say. Dylan has the Cardinals 31, and then we have the Bills 32. Those are obvious. Like Sean McDermott could get fired, but like last year, like remember to start the season how good the Bills were, and everyone was like, "Holy crap, Sean McDermott's amazing. He's a great coach."
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Like we had Bills in our top 5. Yeah, but like I mean, it's not his fault that the team sucks.
We had Bills in our top 5. I do remember that.
Last year, yeah.
Because
I'm pretty sure they started 3-0.
Even this year, dude, the top 5 was hard for me. Well, top 4 was easy, but The fifth one, there was a lot of competitive teams. There's like a lot of competitive teams this year. Like me
Yeah.
putting the Lions in my bottom 3 in the league, like before, like last year, bottom 3 was really fucking easy to pick. Like it was like
It was always the Browns
Colts.
and the Jets, the Colts,
Yeah, like this year, you know, there's a lot of
the
decent teams.
Giants.
It's gonna be a lot of competitive games.
Anyway, now that we're done with that, so to recap, I had the Browns, the Cardinals, the Bills. Dylan had the Lions,
Cardinals,
Cardinals,
Bills.
Bills. So we can get into our top 5 now.
I'll do my 5.
You'll do your 5. Show me it.
My 5th is the Washington Redskins. Really like Alex Smith in this offense. I think he has a lot of weapons around him. A healthy Jordan Reed. Jamison Crowder, who fits his skill set. Chris Thompson fits his skill set.
I can't believe. See, this is the
Dawson.
stupidest thing ever. No. Like, this is what I don't understand. You come here and you're like, oh, the Redskins are in my top 5, and then you're not even going to mention Adrian Peterson. Like, you just mentioned Jamison Crowder, Chris Thompson, and Josh Doxson. You didn't, and Jordan Reed. You didn't even mention Adrian Peterson.
Because Adrian Peterson did the same thing for the Cardinals last year in his first game.
It doesn't matter.
Dude,
what has Josh Doxson
did I say he did bad?
What has Josh Doxson ever done? Like, I don't know how. Like, Adrian Peterson was by far the best player. He looked really good. He was making people miss in space. Like, it's just dumb that you're going to put the Redskins in your top 5 and not even talk about their best player on Sunday.
I don't think he was his best player. I think Alex Smith is the best player.
I didn't say best player overall.
Did I even say Adrian Peterson did bad?
No, but the fact that
he had a 100-yard rushing game. Okay, yeah, but is he going to do it every week? No. Is Alex Smith going to perform every week? Yes.
Okay, so but Jamison Crowder, Chris Thompson, and Josh Doxson.
Chris Thompson had an amazing game.
Jamison
Crowder had 3 catches, I know, but like I'm talking about the weapons that he has in the power rankings going into week 2. Like I'm saying they have good weapons. Adrian Peterson is just a straight runner.
Yes, and the Colts got absolutely torched by Joe Mixon last week. And guess what's going to happen? Adrian Peterson's going to torch the Colts.
And Chris Thompson's
going to go like 4 for 31
and have 3 touchdowns
with no scores.
He had whatever. What was it? He averaged 13 or 16 yards or 14 yards per carry or something like that, and didn't have one run over 16 yards.
Oh, cool. That's fine. Like I'm
just saying. I'm not saying Adrian Peterson is not gonna do good for the rest of the season, but he's not gonna get a 100-yard game every game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. But the fact, like, I just don't understand how you can think the Redskins are so good, and then you say Jamison Crowder and Josh Doxson.
Dude, I'm not saying they're so good, but with how they played in week 1.
You said they're the 5th best team in the league right now.
Yes, because I don't know. They just showed me good shit. Their defense is good. Their O-line is way better than expected.
I don't know. I think it's an overreaction, especially considering you have
I wouldn't
you have the Cardinals 31st, and you're like, wow, their defense is really good. It's like, yeah, their defense is going to look good against.
Well, obviously, yeah, but I mean, it's week 2 power rankings. You gotta judge it off week 1. You can't judge it off anything else. What are you gonna judge it off?
I'm not arguing that. I'm
I gonna put a team that
I'm just arguing?
No. Am I gonna?
I'm just arguing your thought.
With an 0-16 team last year. No. Am I gonna put?
I'm arguing your thought process 20? In putting the players or in putting the team where it is based on who you think is good on the team. That's what I'm arguing. But anyway, I'll move to my 5th team. I have the Jaguars. I still think, their defense is elite, and they showed it on Sunday. Even though it was close for a little bit.
60-yard touchdown run to a rookie.
Saquon Barkley, wow. And then he had like 2 yards per carry after that.
Congrats. Yeah, no, he did really bad.
Really good.
Not really bad, but
he didn't really play. Yeah. He didn't play as well as people think. People just look at the box score. He had 100 yards and a touchdown.
I really saw that, and I was like, what? I literally, he was like shut down the whole game, I thought.
The hard thing with running backs is like,
I think this is going to be like Ezekiel Elliott
chunk yards. Chunk yards are a really big part about
DeMarco Murray.
Chunk rushing, he's not going to get that much. Like, no one's ever going to get that much work. Like, DeMarco Murray got so much work that
I
season.
know, but I'm just saying because DeMarco Murray got 100-yard rushing games, and he played terrible in those games. So like that's what I'm saying. Like not terrible,
but
like it looked like he played bad. But you look at the
the
box
Giants'
score.
offensive line sucks. It's 5 new people, or it's not 5 new players, but everyone on their offensive line is new at their position because they moved some guys around. Like they still don't have a good offensive line. Like it's not promising. But anyway, I have the Jaguars.
Yeah, the
Everyone could
Jaguars.
say, everyone could say, Blake Bortles, they don't have any weapons, but like this was dead ass the same exact thing they said last year, and they almost made the Super Bowl. So I think once like this week will be a really good test. Like if they just absolutely blown out of the water by the Patriots because they can't move the ball, then obviously I'm going to take them out of my top 5 and I'll have some questions. But
And
last
Leonard
year,
Fournette's not playing.
yeah, but everyone said the same thing last year. It
Okay,
was,
but Leonard Fournette wasn't out.
he was out for a majority, or not a majority of the season, but he was hurt for most of the season last year, and
Not
there were a
most
lot
of
of
the
games
season.
he didn't play. I'm not saying he was sidelined. I'm saying he had a hurt hamstring for most of the season, and he played through it. And he would play like
but
one down.
The majority of the reason, the reason they won games because of their defense, but he torched the Steelers both games.
That's one game. That's one game.
A playoff game. They don't have that.
Blake Bortles was the best player in that game. Stop it.
In the Steelers game?
They had 45 points, and most of them were passing touchdowns.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Leonard Fournette had like 200 yards rushing.
I don't think that's true.
Or was it was
I'll look up that. I'll look up that box.
Or the first
one. Yeah, the first one he had like 100, 170.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking that one.
And regardless, that's the reason I have them in the top 5. Even though it wasn't an impressive win, that's how they play football. It's just going to be, they're going to stop you and they're going to find a way to put up points. Otherwise, until it's like seriously a problem with Blake Bortles and like they're scoring 6 points a game, I'm not worried because they showed me last year they could do it.
Yeah, if they score 20 points, they should win the game with the defense.
Yeah. Depending on who they're playing. Like against the Patriots, I don't know. But
well, yeah. My fourth ranked team is my Patriots. See, it's different than our week 1 rankings because our week 1 rankings was odds to win the Super Bowl, and if we were doing that again, I'd still put them at 1 just because they're in the AFC, and there's no way any other AFC team, in my opinion, is going to come out of that conference besides the Patriots. But this week, they still have Tom Brady, greatest player ever, but I think there's 3 other teams that are more complete than the Patriots, even though their system is obviously the best, and they will prove that to everyone, and they'll probably be my top ranked team some majority of the season. But as of now, there's 3 better teams than them, in my opinion.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You weren't really impressive in. Did I?
Yeah.
It was fine for me.
Anyway,
number 4, I have the Eagles. Their win against the Falcons wasn't impressive, but they still showed some things from last season that were the reasons they were successful. Jay Ajayi looked really good.
Just playing with heart.
On, I guess, Thursday, the opening night of the weekend. And they haven't played since, which I don't really matter since they had the opening game. But Fletcher Cox still a beast. Brandon Graham looked good again. I don't know. I mean, they were in zone against Julio, but he torched them. I don't really think that's like anything to worry about. It's Julio Jones. Nick Foles, I mean, he didn't look like Super Bowl Nick Foles, but he also didn't look like Los Angeles Rams Nick Foles. So, actually, no, it was the St. Louis Rams at that time. But, he'll give you what he gives you. I still think, I would be very surprised if they lost to the Buccaneers this week. And I think that's good enough to get them the number 4 spot. That'd be awesome for my bet of Dirk Cutter to get fired. Just light the money on fire, dude.
Okay, so my number 3 is the Eagles. You basically just said everything that I could possibly say or think of, so I'm just gonna pass it to you for your number 3.
Right. Number 3, I have the Rams. I kept my top 3 the same just because they all won and none of them really. There is no defining, like none of them looked so much better than the other team, so I just kept it the same. So 3, I have the Rams. I was down on Oakland. If you listen to last week's podcast, I said I think their defense is very suspect. I don't think John Gruden is a good coach. I don't know how their team's going to work. And for a little bit through the game there, they were competing. Like Dylan even gave me a text like, "Oh, the Oakland defense is ass, huh?" And then it's like, "Oh, they actually start handing the ball off to Todd Gurley, and it's like 7 yards, 7 yards,
Yeah.
7 yards, 13 yards." Like they were playing pretty conservative in the first half, and then they were just like, "Oh wait, we have the best running back in the league on our team." And then
Second best.
I mean, you can say behind Love.
No.
Don't say Zeke.
No.
Saquon, David
No.
Johnson.
No. Kamara.
I'm not doing this. Oh my gosh.
Just kidding, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I think one of their scores, Marcus Peters had the pick 6. She got fined for that, for doing the Marshawn Lynch.
Stupid.
That was so
How come
funny.
Marshawn Lynch didn't get fined for it?
Because the league is soft now. It's a bunch of lib cucks, and they're like, "Oh, you can't grab your balls. That's a sexual harassment." Anyway,
It's funny. He doesn't care. He
Yeah.
shits money.
defense is good. I mean, Aaron Donald only had 1 tackle, but he was being double teamed and held by his throat every single play. I'm not worried about it. They looked really good.
I think the Raiders O-line did really good.
See, the thing about the Raiders,
I mean, not.
I mean, the Raiders they've had a really nice O-line over the last 3 years.
No, last year it fell apart. I thought.
Well, last year their team was ass.
They have Osemele and
Gabe Jackson.
I don't know his name, but if that's him, then that's him. All right. So my number 2 is the. Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, who are your top 2? And then I remembered. My number 2 team is the Vikings. I think they have proven, if not proven that they're top 2 defense, without a doubt. I think they're the best defense. I think they have the most balance. I mean, Jacksonville has a better secondary, maybe. Honestly, it's hard because I don't know. Minnesota is complete defense. And their offense, they have every weapon. They don't have a need, So I think they're a pretty complete team. If they can do what they're predicted to do, they should make a run for the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are also my number 2 team. I think we talk about top 3 defenses. It's them, Jacksonville, and the Rams. The thing that's different from the Vikings from the other 2 is they don't have big name defenders.
Yeah, they just work really well.
Everyone knows Jalen Ramsey,
Marcus Peters,
everyone,
Aqib
Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, and Dominican Sue, Aaron Donald. There's a bunch of big names, but no one knows who Harrison Smith is, and he's been the best safety or his second.
They know his name.
Him and Earl Thomas have been the 2 best free safeties in the league for a long ass time. Linval Joseph is constantly great. Everson Griffin. People only know Anthony Barr because he broke Aaron Rodgers' shoulder.
Collarbone.
Oh, geez, dude. My bad.
Who's their corner? Oh, my God.
They have
Xavier
Rhodes and Trey Waynes.
Yeah, they are a complete defense and complete offense.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said last week, I think Kirk Cousins is top 10 quarterback. He looked so good on Sunday. I watched. That was one of the games.
I can't think of a weakness.
Their offensive line is probably the weakest part of their team.
Yeah, but it's not even it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just not good. It's league average. I think the 2 things that could really make the thing about their defense is it's really their 11 is strong, but they don't really have much depth anymore because they had to pay everybody. So if some injuries start happening there, especially in the front, it could go by this could turn sour really fast. And I didn't even mention they have Sheldon Richardson. So it's Linval Joseph and Sheldon Richardson as their tackles. Yeah, I think they're really good. I think Kirk Cousins looks great. Dalvin Cook looked really good too, even though I don't think he scored.
He didn't.
Thielen scored, Diggs scored, Rudolph scored. And did they have a defensive touchdown?
No, they only had 24 points.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had field goals or a field goal. I think they looked really good. Jimmy G looked rushed the entire time. I watched that game really heavily because I think the 49ers will be pretty good too, but I also love the Vikings and should be no reason to move them.
Yeah.
Who's your one?
My one is the Rams, and I think they did not play good in Monday night, and they won by 20 against a team who didn't play horrible overall. In the first half, they played like pretty, I would say really good. Second half, shit show, obviously. But the Rams did not play like the best that they can. The fact that Aaron Donald only had one tackle and they still only let up 13 points to not a terrible offense. I don't know. I just think like that's probably the worst they can be is what they were.
I wouldn't say that much, but
They didn't play good, which is scary because
they
won
didn't
by 20.
start good. But
And once they started like
it looked really
withstood,
bad because Jared. It looked really bad because Jared Cook had huge plays. Like he went, what was it, 9 receptions for 180 yards? So it's a 20-yard average. Like he went for huge plays, and that's why it looked bad. But like in reality, they weren't moving the ball. He had 180. He's tied for Michael Thomas for the most yards in the league right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It looked really bad just because of those chunk plays that everyone's gonna remember. Like Marshawn Lynch, like carrying the entire Rams defense like 5 yards into the end zone. But
it's just crazy
after
because
that,
their offense did not do what they're capable of doing, and they still withstood them. And in the second half, they did what they do. And
I don't know. I thought their offense looked good. I mean, like
they looked good in the second half, not the first half.
I still think they looked pretty good.
Well,
like they didn't score. Like, see, the thing with the Rams offense last year is everyone was like, "Oh, the Rams offense was a juggernaut," but like they were getting in such good position because of their defense. Like they weren't having to travel much on the field. Like they didn't have the most yards or the most any like they were like a middle like a league average team for like yards and stuff like that. But I don't know. I still think they're good. That's why I have them 3. My one is the Pats. I mean, I didn't move them. They looked really good. Their most questionable part about their team was their pass rush last year, and they literally ate Deshaun Watson alive. Which isn't saying much because the Texans O-line sucks, but like
and he's overrated.
People were huge on Deshaun Watson coming into the season.
Super huge.
All of that hype is basically gone now. Like no one's still touting up Deshaun Watson, and I understand it's overreactions, but like the Patriots like
I hope he comes back because I need DeAndre.
It was only a 7-point game, but it was a 2-score game for most of that. I don't remember what point in the second. It was like with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, right? With their last score.
Yeah, the Patriots, like the score doesn't really like the Patriots.
They owned. I would say like, it was the game. There was not a single point in that entire game where I was like,
whoa, yeah. I was like, never like in doubt. Like I was watching
DeAndre
games at that point.
DeAndre Hopkins sucked. Well, not sucked.
He actually didn't.
He couldn't get the ball.
He had 8 receptions, 11 targets.
Yeah, but like
think about that.
Yeah, but
93 yards. That's
most of them were like fourth quarter, where they were just in shotgun the entire game and getting him like fed.
Yeah, yes.
Deshaun Watson literally did not have time to throw the ball.
8 receptions isn't bad.
Pat's number 1. I told you. Oh, I don't know if it was on the pod, but I said I liked Rex Burkhead. He looked pretty nice, and then he got concussed because that's what Rex Burkhead does.
James White though.
What's up? All right, let's get into.
How did your fantasy picks look last week? Who'd you have?
How'd they do? I had good picks. I had Rivers, I had Joe Mixon, and I had Antonio Brown. I don't know what the exact numbers.
I had Amari Cooper, so that's an L.
That's an L. That's a fat L.
I honestly don't remember who I had my quarterback.
No, you didn't have Breeze.
I didn't have Brady. I didn't have Rodgers. Did I have Alex Smith again?
I don't think so.
I really think. Oh, I had Andy Dalton.
That's a good pick. I mean, he did. Yeah, he played better.
He didn't play bad. I mean, it was like.
He had like 18 points, I think, or 20.
20-ish. Yeah. My running back. Oh.
Did neither of us have Kamara?
No, I don't think either of us had Kamara.
I think you wanted to go like under the radar.
I
You're
did.
like, I don't want to pick anyone mainstream.
I didn't pick under the. I think I picked Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And he
He
played.
played amazing. Didn't score a touchdown. Had 30 fantasy points.
But we're gonna go back. Like Dylan said, he has Alex Smith as quarterback. He thinks the the Redskins are a top 5 team.
Alex Smith, quarterback this week. Lock it in DFS. He's gonna have at least 35 points, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shootout. I think. Not a shootout.
Honestly,
I think Redskins defense is gonna. I really think Redskins are gonna win by like at least 10.
10 games?
No, I think they're gonna win by at least 10 against the Colts.
Oh, I heard win at least 10. I was like,
honestly, they might win 10. Honestly, I would say 10. If I had to say one number, I would say 10.
Can we bet on the podcast? Can I bet against that?
No, I'm not betting it. I'm not confident. I would like to see it happen.
It's stupid.
I like Alex Smith.
My quarterback is Jimmy G. They are playing the Lions, and
bounce back time for both those quarterbacks.
I mean, Jimmy G didn't have a bad, like he had 3 picks, but I think one of them was like hit in the air and caught.
Yeah,
I don't think it was him. And I mean, he's always been one to throw picks. Like last season, I think he had like 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Even though they went 5-0.
Touchdowns.
But there were still some things where he looked really good. There was that one play. Who was it? Kittle dropped the touchdown in the end zone.
I didn't watch the game because it was. I was watching on NFL Ticket and it was blacked out because it was on air.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think he looks really good. I'm going to go back to him. Marquise Goodwin's out, but I'm also stacking him with George Kittle and Pierre Garçon. But I can't. I'm stacking them, so I'm putting them all in the same lineup.
No, I understand, but
I'm not. But they're not in my list right now. My running back. You can go to your running back after this. My running back's Tevin Coleman. Devontae Freeman's out. Coleman might be pretty chalk. Like he might have a really high ownership, but I think his price on FanDuel is $5,900. DraftKings is probably somewhere around $5K, maybe 52. I think it's solid just because the sheer numbers he's going to get, and because Devontae Freeman was announced out today.
Get at least 20 touches.
Yeah, combined, not rushing. I think that's combined. He'll probably get like 13 carries, 7. He'll get like. Froze.
You froze.
Yeah, I realized that you were just giving me this dumb stare. It's like, what's going on?
I'm gonna do this every time you freeze.
All right. Well, I mean, your face freezes. It's not. I'm still fine, so it doesn't really matter what you do.
Oh, my face freezes when you freeze?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
weird.
Still fine on mine.
Yeah, but it's my OBS, so it's you freezing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
watch this.
I like Tevin Coleman.
I'm gonna check. Okay.
That'd be so funny.
All right, we're chilling. Oh shit.
Yeah. Tevin Coleman, that's my pick. I think he gets good volume, and since Devontae Freeman was ruled out today, it's still the price that he's still available at the price that he was if Devontae Freeman was playing. So that's my running back.
My running back is CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Going against.
That was originally who I had, but Dylan said
we both had him.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to have the same one, so Jared chose, whatever his name is. Nice. Christian McCaffrey going against the Falcons. Panthers gonna be a close game. I think it's not. Yeah, it's gonna be a close game, in my opinion. So Christian McCaffrey is gonna be utilized a lot. He's probably the best offensive weapon that. I mean, he is the best offensive weapon that Cam Newton has, both passing and running game. And I think he's gonna be set up for a big fantasy game this week. I'm gonna say at least. I'm at 22 points in PPR league.
Yeah, I mean, Rivera came out today and he said they want him getting like 20 carries and
think about that, 20 carries, not 20 touches, 20 carries.
20 carries and 7 receptions. I think that's what they wanted him at. Which if he could get to that, that'd be nuts. Like that,
he goes top three.
Especially because I think he's like 72 or 7,300 FanDuel.
That's not that bad.
if he plays well tonight, he'll be 8K
So
next week.
you better hop on that shit today.
He'll be a top 5 fantasy as far as price goes. But who's your receiver, big guy?
My receiver.
Don't you have someone stupid?
No, it's not stupid. Nelson Aguilar. Nick Foles' top target against the Buccaneers, who allowed Mike Thomas to get 16 receptions, and I don't think double teamed him one time. He had 180 yards. Nelson Aguilar obviously isn't going to do that, but he's going to get I would say at least 11 targets. He had 10 targets, I think, in week 1 against the Falcons.
I can't believe you said it's not dumb. I have Nelson Aguilar.
It's not dumb. Hey, I'm dead ass with you right now, bro. PPR league, at least 20 points.
Whatever you say, Bubs.
Buccaneers defense is cheeks. I don't think both of their starting cornerbacks are out, Brett Grimes and what's his name? Even though, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because Nelson Aguilar is a slot. I mean, it does matter, but he's not going directly against them. But I think this is gonna be. The only thing I'm worried about in his fantasy value is if the Eagles just fucking blow him out and just start running the ball. But I'm not gonna say Fitzpatrick is gonna have 400 yards again.
I don't think they can blow them out with Nick Foles.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think Nelson Aguilar is gonna be a big part in the Eagles' offense with J.J. They're two guys with Alshon Jeffrey still out. I honestly don't know another receiver off the top of my head. I mean, I know they have other ones, but I can't think of them right now.
Yeah. Be high owned. Oh, you froze again. Yeah, I just realized.
All right. What'd you say?
I have Antonio Brown going back to him second week in a row. It's not cute.
Didn't play bad. I mean, he played good. I don't know why I said didn't.
Yeah, he had like. Did he break 100 yards or was he at 90?
He had like 93 or something like that.
And a touch. I like the Saints. So here's the thing: the Chargers lost by 10.
Yeah.
But they literally dropped 2 touchdowns, not 2 things that could have been touchdowns, like 2 touchdowns. And they were moving the ball pretty well. Other than that, I think this is going to be a crazy shootout. Like this game could get to like 35-32.
Oh yeah.
37-34, like stuff like that. High numbers.
Oh yeah.
And I think James Conner's going to get good action. I have him in a couple teams. I think I have Antonio Brown in like 3 of my 5 lineups. Maybe I don't know, but
see if I was going to pick if I was going to pick anyone on the Steelers, I'd pick Juju.
No.
Because I would pick Antonio Brown, but he's probably, how much is he, like 9,000?
Something 8,900.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. Like I'd rather build a stronger team.
I'd pay up.
I'd rather have Christian McCaffrey and Juju than Antonio Brown and Lamar Miller or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think Juju's gonna get not as many targets, obviously, but he's gonna get it.
It depends what you're playing. Also, like I'm playing cash games, so I need the floor. If you're playing tournaments, then yeah, you'd probably be better to take Juju because he'll be less owned.
Yeah.
And still has upside.
What's a cash game, like head to head?
It's no. So tournaments is like
I know tournaments.
There's 10,000 people and like only the top 3 like 10% win. Cash games is like it's not head to head. It's like 50-50. So like top 50. Like if it's 100 player pool, 50 through 1 win, stuff like that. Multipliers, double ups.
But yeah, I only do tournaments. Yeah. I try to do like, cause I don't really do FanDuel a lot. So like when I do it, I do like the $1 ones that you get like like $100,000 if you get first.
Yeah.
I honestly only do it for fun, just cause I want to have another. I'm in 4 fantasy leagues. Oh, by the way, I have something to ask you. So I offered this dude D.D. Westbrook in my dynasty. I offered him D.D. Westbrook in a 3rd round for Bilal Powell, cause I need a fucking running back. You want to know my starting running back?
Is this the same guy that wanted Calvin Ridley?
Yeah. He said, "I'll give you Dorsett for a third-round pick," and I was like, his value's gonna go down when Edelman comes back.
Third round rookie pick.
Yeah.
I'd probably take that.
I'd rather, because I don't need receivers. I wouldn't start him, so
That's true.
it'd be pointless.
Good point there, sir.
Okay, let's get into picks.
So yeah, like we said at the top of the show, we changed how we're gonna do this. Alternating games. We have the spread and the over under. So you want to
wait. We still got to pick though.
pick who's gonna win?
Yeah, let's just go through. Okay, let's just go through our.
The hell's the point of that? Okay, whatever. Fine. I'm with it. You start since you have more games.
Okay. First game is the Patriots and Jaguars. The only reason this is the first game on my ESPN schedule is because I have them on notifies. They actually have a 1:25 p.m. game. So.
Oh, they're prime time? Are they Fox?
They're not prime time. They're mid-game.
Well, 1:25 is it's a prime time game.
Whatever. No, they're CBS. They're always CBS.
Damn it. Well, last week they were Fox. That's why I was excited. 2 straight weeks of Romo.
Who'd they play last week? Oh, they were Fox?
Yeah.
No, Romo's on CBS, bro.
You're right. Sorry.
AFC always plays on CBS.
We might get Romo again then. 2 straight weeks.
Maybe. I'm taking the line is -1 for New England, which I think it's fair because I mean they're on the road. I don't know. I'm taking Patriots -1, and the over under is I believe. Bro, where it doesn't even. Oh yeah, it's 45.5. I contemplated this one, but I decided I'm taking the over.
Whew.
It's ballsy. It's ballsy.
I'm not with that, Chief.
I understand, but yeah, I don't want to explain because the show will be 3 hours long. But yeah, let's just say that. I'm also picking the Patriots. So you're doing 3 things: you pick, then the spread, then the over, or the over under.
I'm with him on the pick and the spread. I would take the under definitely because, like, for what did you say it was 45.5?
Yeah.
Like the Jaguars would have to score 17 or something around there.
Which I think they can do.
Or it would have to be the 24-23.
28-17, you don't think that can happen?
No.
Okay.
I don't think the Pats are going to put up 28.
Okay.
My first game is the Panthers at Falcons. The line is -6 in favor of the Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons to win, but I have the Panthers +6. Like Dylan said, talking about Christian McCaffrey, I think McCaffrey feasts. The Panthers have a lot of injuries. Olsen's out. Curtis Samuel's out. They have a guard out. Like 2 more players. I can't think of who. But anyway, and then the over-under is 44.5. I have the under in this.
In the Falcons-Panthers game?
Yeah, 44.5. I have the under.
You're crazy, bro. You're
That's
crazy. Fine. I'm just kidding, bro. Watch. It's gonna be like fucking 10-6.
My thing is like there's just a lot of injuries, and if Matt Ryan looks anything like he did in week 1, could be rough. Which is weird. Why I would pick them if I think Matt Ryan's going to play ass. I think it's going to be like 20-17, something like that. One of those weird it's going to be like each team scores 1 touchdown and then just a bunch of field goals, something stupid like that.
Gotcha. The next game we have is the Colts and Redskins. The Redskins are -6. As I said earlier in the show, I think they could win by 10 in this game. I think it will be a shootout, but I think the Redskins defense will stop the Colts more than the Colts will stop the Redskins. A significant amount of times. I don't know. I would
so
say
it's not a shootout.
I would no. I mean, I would say this game could be like 35-20, 35-24.
So you have the over the Colts or the over the Redskins.
I have the -6 line and the Redskins. Next game.
Yeah. I disagree with everything with that except for the Redskins winning. I'd take the
Bro,
Colts in
hey,
the
hey,
under.
hey, hey, hey. Well, this is no. We don't do that. We don't.
I'm just
No.
giving my
No.
input. Whatever.
No.
Sorry. Next game is Titans at Texans, or is it Texans at Titans? I think it's Texans at Titans.
Yeah, I think it's at Titans.
Yeah, at Titans. The line is -3 in favor of Houston. Phil and I were talking about this pre-show because I was high on the Titans before the season. He likes the Texans, but neither of us really have a strong feel for this game. Hey,
I like
sorry,
DeAndre
geez.
Hopkins.
Neither of us really have a strong feel for this game
Yeah,
because
I don't
Marcus
really know.
Mariota is injured. Mike Vrabel came out today and said,
I'm just
we
gonna
might
play
both
every quarterback
quarterbacks.
I have.
Yeah.
See
We're
which
gonna
one
put
does
them on the.
better.
They're gonna put them on the
There's
field
no way you think
in
the
the
Titans are
States,
gonna win
and
this game.
I
Honestly,
think I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm taking the points.
What's the points?
3
At home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I can't comment on
it.
We're doing sports consulting here.
Like my reasoning for taking the points, I think the Texans will win. Do I? I'm just gonna take the Titans, dude. If I said I'm taking the Titans.
Titans +3 and what's the over under?
43.5 or 43, and I'm taking the under.
Got it. Next game, Eagles Bucks. The line is -3.5 in favor of the road team Philly. I honestly think that first game the Bucks played was not a fluke. I'm not gonna say fluke because like they do have a decent offense, but it's not gonna happen against the Eagles. They're not gonna score 48 points, and I don't know how the line is -3.5. I'm taking my third straight favorite point spread. So Philly -3.5. The over under is 44.5. That's really tough for me at least. I don't know. Like I'm gonna take the under.
Good stuff.
I'm taking the under.
Next game is the almost the Cincinnati Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs at Pittsburgh Steelers. The line is 5.5 in favor of the Steelers. I am taking the points. I'm gonna take the Steelers to win, only because like Big Ben looked like ass, but I think the Chiefs defense.
Home.
Yeah, and they're home. It's actually like if you compare Big Ben's numbers on the road to at home, like it's insane how much worse he is.
Stupid. It's like Tom Brady and Blaine Gabbert.
Taking the points. I think that. I think the Steelers will win by 4.
Sounds about right. Maybe
something like 35-31, 38-34, 42-38, something like that. That being said, taking the over. I'm taking the Steelers to win.
Next game, Dolphins at Jets. The line is 2.5 in favor of the home team Jets. If it was 3, I would take the Dolphins, but it's not. So I'm taking the Jets -2.5. I think they'll win by a field goal. And the over-under is 43.5, and I'm smashing the under. Smashing it, even when Devontae Parker comes back. I don't give a
For
shit.
KC, next game is the Chargers on the road heading to Buffalo. I have the Bills straight. No, I'm kidding. I have Chargers -7 over 4 or -7.5 and over 43.
Over 43.
Yes, sir. Because I think it'll be like 38-7, 38-10.
Gotcha. Next game is the America's Game of the Week here, sponsored by Fox. Vikings at Packers. We're going to say Aaron Rodgers plays. That's what we're going to assume. So this is what this line is based off of. It really doesn't matter because Green Bay is -1, and honestly, I'm still taking the Vikings +1. As I said earlier, they are my number 2 team going to the power rankings. On the road in Lambeau, I understand, but I think they're not most complete. I don't know. They're a complete team. Let's just say that. The over under is this one says -1. So
I don't think they have. I don't think they have an over under set because Aaron Rodgers is still questionable.
let me look it up. Over
Yeah,
under.
it'll probably be on some like offshore site. I would assume. I would assume.
Statistics and odds. Over under is set at 46. So that's what we're gonna go with. It is 46.
Zesty.
Let's think about that. 24-20.
Under.
46. Yeah, definitely taking the under. I think it's gonna be like 21-17, 21-13, something like that. So Vikings Vikings +1. I'm taking them to win the game also. My first quote unquote upset of the week.
Good stuff. I'm with you on that one.
Cool.
I have 3 like huge favorites in a row, which is kind of lame because there's nothing really creative about my picks. Cleveland Browns at New Orleans Saints. The Saints they're laying 9.5. I'll lay the points. I think both week 1 performances were an aberration. I don't think the Browns will play up to the Saints, and I don't think the Saints will play down to the Browns. Over under is 49. I'm taking the under. That's honestly a pretty high line. I might bet that in real time, but then like the Saints are probably going to score 40 points, and then I'm going to be like, well.
Nice. Wait, what's the over under?
49.
That is actually pretty high. Next game. Lions 49ers. Lions at 49ers. Both teams coming off Lions way worse, but anyways. The line is San Francisco -6. That I'm taking San Francisco to win.
Don't let me down, dude.
Let's do the over under first here. 48.5. Shit. 28-24.
Dude, you said the Lions were the 3rd worst team in the league.
Dude, I understand. Just let me think. You know what? Sometimes it doesn't always go like that. A loss is a loss. And I know they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. Lock that in. Fucking lock it in. Go make a parlay
So
right now.
I'm betting Lions money line.
Okay, second straight week getting blown out?
Dude, 7 points isn't a blowout.
No, I understand, but let's see here. 24-17. That could happen. That could happen. That could realistically happen. I think they're going to score more than 17 points, though. So I would say under 48.5. 49ers win. 49 Lions +6.
Well, I bet the Niners -6. So
You actually bet it?
yeah.
Well,
I'm
sucks for you, dude.
big on the Niners this week. Final lame game. I have the Cardinals at Rams. Rams are laying 13 points. I'm taking the Rams to win, laying the 13 points, and I'm taking over 44.5.
Nice. One sec. Let me write. I'm writing this stuff down so I can have a log because I didn't do that for week 1.
Stupid.
What was it? It was under 48.5, right? Yeah. Next game is the Raiders at Broncos. The Denver Broncos have a line of -6.5 at home. Pretty big line for them being in a divisional game. And the Raiders, they lost by 20, I guess. But anyways, I'm taking the Broncos to win, Raiders to cover.
Nice, good stuff.
It's at 46. I want to take the over. I think the Broncos, they scored 27 against the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks defense is not good, but it's not terrible. I mean, Oakland's defense, I would say, is worse. Yeah. So, Broncos winning. Raiders plus 6.5. And over 46.
My final game. Is this the final game?
Yeah, this is your final game.
Do you have one more?
Yeah.
Okay. My final game. I have the Cowboys at the Giants. Right? It's not. No.
No, it's Giants.
No. Giants at Cowboys. My bad.
-3.
Sunday night. Yeah, -3. Taking the Giants to win, taking the points, and taking the over 42.5. I think both.
I think the
think both of these teams are not that good, but I think like the Giants have way too much offensive talent to not do anything with it again for a second week. I think Evan Ingram scores. I think Odell Beckham scores. I think he scores twice actually.
Like Evan Ingram?
I think he's nice. He's a good receiving. Like he's not a good blocking tight end, but
who gives a shit about blocking?
Like when everyone was out last year, he looked really nice, which I mean that's not saying much, but still he was able to have some really nice games.
Well, good shit, good stuff. That's a Sunday night game. For the Monday night game, last game of the week, we have the Seahawks at the Bears. I think it's gonna be a pretty entertaining game. The line is it's at Bears. I said that right? Yeah. Chicago is -3.5. The over under is, if my phone doesn't freeze. The over under is 43. I'm taking the under. I think it's gonna be an entertaining game. I think Chicago wins, Seahawks cover. Russell Wilson plays good in prime time. And the Bears, I like them. But I don't think they're going to be as good as they were against Packers, but I think they're going to be good enough to beat the Seahawks.
Good stuff, dude. Great
when we come back next week, we will have Week 3 power rankings, Week 3 fantasy picks, and Week 3 betting locks. And we will see how
and we will hopefully have Gabe.
Yes, for sure. If he doesn't, cutting his dick off. That's the solution we have. We will see how we did as a team in our spread picks and over-unders. See what we went out of 15 games because Thursday night already happened. And that.
Well, depending on if we change the schedule to get Gabe here, TBD.
What do you mean?
Because Gabe said we might have to do another day. Remember?
I can't do any other day. I told him. He said no. Because I asked him what does he do on Friday. He's like nothing. I'm like, so why another day?
Nice.
And then he's like,
good.
I don't know, just in case. And I'm like, well, I can't do any other day than Friday. Like I have work every other day. And he's like, all right. So I think it's gonna be a Friday. You'll see this on Saturday though, folks. Tune in next week, Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, Standard Time. West Coast, Los Angeles, California, coming straight to you live from. All right, Jared.
Guys, it's been great.
Lock everything we made. Everything we said. Lock everything we said. We're going 15-0. If we go 15-0, I will suck Jared off on camera.
Count it. Later, y'all.
See you guys.